What is going on, guys? Bo here again with another video. Today we're talking about polishing cars, polishing for beginners. I know a lot of people make videos and talk about this subject, and I'm glad they do. It's a very, very important subject because there's a lot of fear that goes into when using a polisher, whether it be a high-speed rotary, a dual action polisher, forced rotation, cyclone, or even hand polishing. There's a lot of fear and a lot of stigma that goes into the topic, but really when it boils down to the end of it all, it's very, very simple, very easy, and if done correctly, it is actually very, very safe for you, for your vehicle. And there should be fear, but it shouldn't be what people make it sound like. It's not like when you take a polisher to a vehicle, you're going to burn it instantly. It's actually much more forgiving than that. So with that being said, I want to not only talk about polishing, but I also want to kind of do a product review. You've heard me talk a lot about P&S detailing, the double black label, the double black line. For those of you who know about Rennie Doyle's Beadmaker, the P&S Beadmaker Double Black Edition, that is a very popular product out there. And actually, this is a spin-off of Beadmaker. It is a P&S Pro Series product. It is the Playmaker all-in-one polish. So if you're familiar with products like Meguiar's finishing, I believe it is polishing wax or finishing polish, or not finishing polish, but one of those products. It's an all-in-one that corrects the paint and protects at the same time. We all are very famous with the ever well known HD Speed, now 3D Speed. As you see, I've got a 3D shirt. I used to work for 3D, a franchise in Miami, so I just kind of threw the shirt on to kind of just to wear a shirt. So I'm not a 3D spokesman. I just got a shirt because I used to work for them. So that's the situation with that. But a product like this is good. I've actually used it already on one vehicle. It's very good. The correction is phenomenal. The protection is phenomenal. And so I kind of want to do a semi-product review on it. But really, the objective of this video is to show you exactly how to polish paint for beginners. So with that all being said, right, we're using the Porter Cable. What is this? Porter Cable 7424XP. It's a very well-known, easy to use dual action polisher. For those of you who are not familiar with what dual action means, basically it means two things are happening at once. It is rotating like a standard buffer, but the dual action is it's also orbiting. There's an orbital movement going on which replicates doing circles with your hand. It's supposed to get the job done quicker, it's supposed to be more efficient, and it's supposed to be safer for the vehicle, reducing the possibility of heating up the panel. This has, if I'm correct, an 8mm throw, so the distance between, say, all the way at the bottom and all the way at the top, you see how that the orbit, apparently that is 8mm with a diameter of 8mm. So there's a little room to work with. There are buffers and polishers that have much more, and there are some that have a little bit less as well. So this machine cost me $150. It was very easy to get a hold of. It gets the job done. It's the first machine I ever bought. It's not my favorite, but it's one that I like to show for working with beginners. And so with that all being said, I'm using the not Rat Company, Lord have mercy. Is it the Rat Company? No, sorry. Oh, God forgive me. Buff and Shine, they call it the Oreo pad. It's basically like a light cut, heavy polish, microfiber cutting disc. So microfiber is great. It gives you enhanced cut. It's a quicker cut, and it allows you to get more done. It's very efficient, very easy to use, but also it's easy to maintain as well. So the first thing you want to do when you get your polisher and your pad, whether it be a wool pad, which I would not recommend polishing with a wool pad, but whether it be a wool pad or a foam pad or even a microfiber cutting disc, what you want to do is you want to kind of clean out the pad. So if you're using a microfiber pad or a foam cutting pad or some type of foam pad, you want to go ahead and take like a nylon brush, some type of softer brush. You want to just kind of wipe out the pad of any dust that may be in it. You can even turn the pad on. You can turn on the machine, kind of clean it out. The purpose of doing that is if there's any dust, you want to reduce any dust that might be inside the pad, because that can get in the way of you trying to work. It'll kind of, it can, if somehow, scratch the paint a little bit, dust flying all over the panel. If you've never polished before, you may not know exactly what that is, but it's something that once you start getting to it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get in. We're already like 5 minutes into the video, and I've just been talking and rambling this whole time. So this pad is primed. So if you've never polished before, what it means to prime the pad is to have a semi-moist pad. What that does is it reduces the risk of scratching with a dry pad. You take You take microfiber or foam and you put it up to the surface of a panel, and it's dry, and get what you call dry buffing. That can actually mar and cause surface scratches, doing more harm than good. So I've got 4 little pea-sized dots. I'm gonna come up to the panel. My cord came undone. Let's get that bad boy. Oh, excuse me. So we're just gonna talk, so you don't just have empty, empty camera and yada yada yada. So this horse walks into a bar. Let's see, do I have enough cameras? Do I have enough? Yeah, there you go. I got some slack. Okay. First thing you want to do, obviously, put the pad up to the panel. Always put your cord over your shoulder to reduce the risk of marring and scratching. You want to pat it out, kind of get your surface area in check. And on the lowest setting, you want to go ahead and just spread out the product. Once it's all spread in, once the product is all spread around and you have yourself an established working area, I go ahead and I crank the machine up to 5. It goes 5 out of 6. Well, it's 1 out of 6, but I crank it up to 5. And that gives me good cutting, good work, and it's good enough to be able to feel comfortable and confident in what you're trying to do. So here we go. So there I did 4 passes, and I'm gonna say a term that you may have heard, you may not have heard, but what I did is what you call a cross-hatching pattern. In essence, cross-hatching is when you go a certain direction, and then when you go for the next time, you cross that direction. Think of it like color blocking, not like color blocking, but think of it like a flannel, almost like that. How there's those patterns, those checkered patterns, and they're constantly going over each other. The purpose of doing something what you call cross-hatching is so you do not miss a spot. You ensure even coverage, I'm hitting every part of the panel evenly, and every part of the panel is getting the same amount of time under the buffer, so you're not swelling the paint, which that's more for rotaries. You can use that term for more rotaries, but you're making sure you have even coverage. And so, with that being said, I probably could go over again, but let's just go ahead and remove what we did, and so we can analyze the work that we did and take a look. So let me take you down. Let me take the camera down a little bit. So why I recommend a product like Playmaker, especially for beginners, is because a product like that, it lets you polish the paint and wax the paint all in one step. The good thing about that is that I can get great results without having to put much time into it. Why is that? It's because the wax acts like a filler that will fill in certain scratches. Is it true paint correction? No. I think of all-in-ones like this. The more you actually use the buffer and the more you actually put in the pad to the panel, the more correction you're doing, the more scratches you're removing. But the less you do work, you know, the less you're working at it, or the softer pads you use, or the slower speed, what happens is you're doing more filling than actually correcting. And so more of the wax is just filling in the scratches, and you're just kind of doing more superficial work. But it all holds merit and all holds a value, especially if you're brand new in the industry and you're new to the market and you're not quite familiar with using a buffer and you're not familiar with using a DA. So with that being said, you know, I could go over this again. Let's go ahead and let's do it again. We're going to do it one more time. This time I'm going to crank it up to speed setting 6 to let you know that it's not going to be deadly on the panel if I actually go that fast. It's actually quite alright. I'm going to spread out the product. Speed setting 1 to spread. Now we're going to go to speed setting 6. So there we did 3 passes cross-hatched, and this paint is completely cool. It has not heated up at all. Let's go ahead and let's remove it. Let's remove the product, and it is super slick. It is very, very slick. The hydrophobic properties are phenomenal. You can feel it's like butter. So another thing about this product, call me a hack, call me whatever you want. We're all hacks in this world. Everyone does something that someone else would say is a hack. So with that all being said, when we get down to the end of it, polishing is very easy. You need to have a certain amount of fear and respect going into it, but you also need to be practical. Okay, know what you're working with, know what you're working on, do your research. In the future we'll talk about the difference between rotaries and dual actions and all that, but I just wanted to kind of give an intro video for polishing. Well, one last thing I actually wanted to say about this product though, the P&S Pro Series Playmaker all-in-one polish. So we're very familiar with Beadmaker, and it's a very, very effective product that detailers love to use. Now, what P&S has been telling people or marketing it as is this product is infused with Beadmaker. I highly doubt that. You cannot take Beadmaker, the liquid, and pour it inside the solution in which they're making this polish out of, and all of a sudden now it's just a Beadmaker polish. No, it's not what it is. But we all know, I'm going to raise the camera a little bit, but we all know that, you know, all of us detailers know that Beadmaker has hardening agents inside of it that allow it to bond to the surface of the panel. And so it's my assumption that they actually took some of those same hardening agents and some of the same properties and the same proprietary blend that goes inside Beadmaker, and they probably infused those blends inside of the all-in-one polish. So what that means is that you'll probably have a much more durable protection. The bottle says nothing about Carnauba wax. It says nothing about Monton wax. And so I'm assuming that you're going to get somewhat similar protective qualities that you would get in Beadmaker in this product right here. But what I have done, actually, when I use this product on a car already, is after polishing the vehicle out, I took Beadmaker over the car and used it as the spray wax. And I don't know how to explain it other than the Beadmaker actually soaked into the polish. So that's how I know that the polish, the infused ingredients, actually there is some of the proprietary blend within Beadmaker inside of here, because it did settle or swell, not swell, but it kind of infused into the surface of the panel after I polished it. So that was pretty cool. So those two working together is actually a very good combination. So I don't want to go any much longer. I feel like I've explained enough and I've talked enough and kind of given you a good brief introduction into polishing. We'll talk more about it in the future. But once again, my name is Beau Million from Million Reflections Luxury Automotive Detailing. You guys have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, comments, or if you have anything you'd like to see me do, feel free to let me know in the comment box below. And thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you, guys. Take care.